show my version of reloading small pistol primers. Well, small pistol primers in this video at least. But a couple of years ago I started using these Superbang ring caps here for my cap and ball revolvers when I had a hard time finding caps. I already had a cap maker, but I had a hard time buying the Primall compound as well as the actual regular primed caps. But I had a hard time buying the Primall compound, just like everybody is right now. I ordered some Primall compound for doing this like 8 weeks ago, and I still haven't got it. So I've kind of reverted back to using these things again, and I've been using them since I guess maybe the middle of 2020 for my large pistol primers. And just here in the last several weeks I've started getting into reloading the small pistol primers just for some revolver cartridges. And I've loaded probably 150 9mm with it as well, and a lot of this 7.62 by 25 Tokarev, which I brought out here today to kind of have something a little bit different on camera. So like I said, I've used these. Everybody knows what these look like. So why I like these versus some of the other ones is these actually have a cardboard disc with a primer compound glued to the back side of them. A lot of the other versions of these that you see for sale have primer powder and then just a paper disc over them, and they're very hard to get to be able to actually work 100% of the time. These are always 100%. So what you'll end up doing is, this is how they'll come from the factory, and what you'll end up doing is taking a razor knife and you're just cutting over the end of that rim. You're just cutting that case off just above that larger diameter there at the bottom, and that allows you to be able to flick these things or put these things over in your container you're going to catch them in. And it needs to be a tall sided container so these don't pop out all over the place. And you're basically just going to flick these things like this, and then you'll end up having these little cardboard discs with the priming compound on the back side of them in your container. And it won't, believe me, it won't take very long until you end up having a whole bunch like that. You'll get it down to a science. And I have one here to kind of give you an idea what this looks like with one of these cardboard discs in it. And you flip them over in your deal and just flick them out, and that one will come out. So I have 3 here. That's what we're going to use. So I've already taken the dent out of this primer cup. Everybody's seen that before. I've got the anvil sitting right there. So I'll try to zoom in a little bit here so you can see what's kind of going on. Okay, so I put 3 in there, and then what I do is I take my punch that I use to take the dent out of the primer cup, and I'm just going to set those in there firmly into that cup. Okay. Then I'll take my anvil and set it in there. And I will say it is tedious with small pistol primers. You, just like any reloader, you end up being able to productionize it to make it worth your while. And I have on my large pistol primers, it's easy to have the same manufacturer and then take your anvils out, take your cups out, bang the dent out, and then I'll actually run these through my ultrasonic, the cup themselves, not the anvil, and clean those up and then dry them off into my powder coat oven. So this is what this looks like here. It's just kind of sitting in there right now. And now we're just going to seat it in this Corrosive round here. Case, rather, sorry. Okay, and I've just started to seat it. So then what I like to do is I like to put it in my vise over here, and then I'll just go ahead and finish seating it real quick. Obviously you can put these in your primer holder in your press and ram them in if you want, but if you already have them started they won't fit in there, so you have to find another way to get them close enough to where you can slip them into your shell holder in order to be able to seat them on your ram. So that's in there and that's flush, and we'll go ahead and take our CZ52 here, zoom back out a little bit, and it is unloaded. We'll put our prime case in there. Okay, so it's in there. Alright, now go ahead and turn the light off here and give you an idea of what it looks like coming out of the muzzle. Okay? Alright. Alright, here we go. So that's definitely enough to set off any small pistol caliber that you might want to run. It's, like I said, it's worked pretty good in 9mm and 32 H&R Magnum I've ran it in, and then a lot of 45 ACP and then 45 Colt over the summer. So just over the winter is when I got into reloading the small pistol primers for this. And like I said, it's tedious, you know, but I could spend a little time and still have about 200 rounds on the weekend to go shoot just from a couple bucks of these rain caps here. And I'm sure it might get a little easier for whenever my Primall compound shows up in order to do it, but a good fallback is those. And like I said, it doesn't take very long for you to get an absolute ton of them ready to go, you know, for you. Alright guys, take care.